Your mind is the most powerful tool you possess. It's the engine of your potential, the springboard of your dreams, and the architect of your destiny. But here's the million-dollar questions. Are you in control of your mind, or is your mind controlling you? And your mind is like a vast, unexplored territory. It's filled with hidden treasures, undiscovered talents, and limitless possibilities. But it's also home to fears, doubts, and limiting beliefs that can hold you back. The question is, who's charting the course through this territory? Who's deciding which paths to explore and which to avoid? You see, many people go through life on autopilot. They let their thoughts run wild, jumping from one worry to the next, dwelling on past mistakes, or fretting about an uncertain future. They're passengers in their own minds, being taken for a ride by their unchecked thoughts and emotions. But that's not what you were created for. You were created to be the captain of your mind, the master of your thoughts, the ruler of your mental domain. You have the power to choose your thoughts, to direct your focus, and to shape your mental landscape. This power is what sets humans apart from every other creature on this planet. It's what allows us to innovate, to create, to overcome obstacles, and to achieve the impossible. But here's the catch. This power doesn't come automatically. It's not something you're born with. It's a skill that must be developed, a muscle that must be exercised, a discipline that must be mastered. And that's what we're here to talk about today. Controlling your mind isn't about suppressing your thoughts or emotions. It's not about pretending that negative feelings don't exist. No, controlling your mind is about becoming aware of your thoughts, understanding their power, and learning to direct them in ways that serve your purpose and fuel your potential. Think about it this way. Your mind is like a garden. The thoughts you allow to take root and grow are the plants in this garden. Some thoughts are like beautiful flowers or fruit-bearing trees. They nourish you, inspire you, and bring beauty to you. Other thoughts are like weeds. They drain your energy, choke out the good, and if left unchecked, can overrun your entire mental landscape. Now, a good gardener doesn't just sit back and let whatever seeds happen to blow and take root. No, a good gardener is intentional. They choose what to plant. They nurture the plants they want to grow, and they're vigilant about pulling out the weeds. That's exactly what you need to do with your thoughts. But how do you do this? How do you become the master gardener of your mind? Let me share with you some powerful principles that can help you take control of your thoughts and, by extension, your life. First, you need to become aware of your thoughts. Most people go through life barely paying attention to what's going on in their own heads. They're so busy reacting to the world around them that they never stop to examine what's happening in the inner world. But awareness is the first step to control. Start paying attention to your mental chatter. What kind of thoughts dominate your mind? Are they mostly positive or negative? Are they focused on the past, the present, or the future? Are they empowering you or holding you? Don't judge your thoughts. Just observe them. This practice of mindful awareness is like turning on the lights in a dark room. Suddenly you can see what's really there. Once you become aware of your thoughts, the next step is to challenge them. Not every thought that pops into your head is true or helpful. Many of our thoughts are based on false assumptions, outdated beliefs, or irrational fears. But when these thoughts run unchecked, they can shape our reality. So start questioning your thoughts. When a negative thought arises, ask yourself, is this really true? What evidence do I have to support this thought? Is this thought helping me or holding me back? Often, you'll find that your most persistent negative thoughts don't stand up to scrutiny. For example, let's say you have a persistent thought that you're not good enough to pursue your dreams. Challenge that thought. Ask yourself, where does belief come from? Is it based on facts or just fear? Have I ever succeeded at anything in the past? What would my life look like if I chose to believe in my potential instead? By challenging your thoughts, you start to loosen the grip that negative thinking has on your mind. You create space for new, more empowering thoughts to take root. The third principle is to choose your focus. Your mind is like a magnifying glass. Whatever you focus on expands. If you focus on problems, they seem to grow bigger. If you focus on possibilities, they multiply. That stage is yours. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It means consciously choosing where to direct your mental energy. Instead of dwelling on what's wrong, focus on what you can do to make things right. Instead of obsessing over your weaknesses, focus on developing your strengths. Instead of worrying about what might go wrong, focus on preparing for success. Remember, where your attention goes, your energy flows. By consciously choosing your focus, you're directing your mental and emotional resources towards what truly matters. The fourth principle is to cultivate positive self-talk. The way you talk to yourself has a profound impact on your beliefs, your actions, and ultimately your results. Many people have an inner critic that's constantly putting them down, pointing out their flaws and predicting failure. But you have the power to change that inner dialogue. Start by becoming aware of your self-talk. When you catch yourself engaging in negative self-talk, stop and reframe it. Instead of saying, I can't do this, say, this is challenging, but I'm learning and improving. Instead of, I'm not good enough, say, I'm growing and becoming better every day. This isn't about lying to yourself or ignoring areas where you need to improve. It's about framing things in a way that empowers you rather than defeats you. It's about being your own biggest cheerleader instead of your harshest critic. The fifth principle is to feed your mind with positive input. Your mind is like a computer. The quality of the output depends on the quality of the input. If you constantly feed your mind with negative news, pessimistic opinions, and discouraging information, it's no wonder if you feel overwhelmed and hopeless. Instead, be intentional about what you allow into your mind. Read books that inspire and educate you. Listen to podcasts that motivate you and expand your thinking. Surround yourself with people who challenge you to grow and believe in your potential. This doesn't mean living in a bubble or ignoring reality. It means being selective about your mental diet, just as you would be selective about your physical diet. Just as you wouldn't constantly eat junk food and expect to be healthy, you can't constantly consume mental junk and expect to have a positive, empowered mindset. The sixth principle is to practice gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools for shifting your mental state. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you automatically shift your mind away from complaints and towards appreciation. This simple practice can transform your entire outlook on life. Start each day by thinking of 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big things. It could be as simple as a warm cup of coffee, a comfortable bed, or a kind word from a friend. The point is to train your mind to look for the good in your life. As you practice gratitude, you'll find that you become more aware of the blessings in your life. You'll start to see opportunities where before you only saw obstacles. You'll find more joy in simple moments. And most importantly, you'll be training your mind to focus on abundance rather than scarcity. The seventh principle is to set clear goals and visualize success. Your mind needs direction. Without clear goals, your thoughts tend to wander aimlessly, often gravitating towards worries and problems. But when you have clear, compelling goals, your mind has something positive to focus on and work towards. Take some time to think about what you really want in life. What are your deepest desires? What kind of person do you want to become? What do you want to achieve? Write these goals down and review them regularly. But don't stop at just setting goals. Use the power of your imagination to visualize yourself achieving these goals. See yourself succeeding in vivid detail. Feel the emotions of accomplishment and fulfillment. And this practice of visualization primes your mind for success and helps you overcome mental barriers. The eighth principle is to embrace failure as a learning opportunity. One of the biggest obstacles to controlling your mind is the fear of failure. This fear can paralyze you, keeping you stuck in your comfort zone and preventing you from reaching your full potential. But here's the truth. Failure is not your enemy. Failure is your teacher. Every failure is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to become stronger and wise. The most successful people in the world Aren't those who never fail? They're the ones who aren't afraid to fail, who learn from their failures, and who keep moving forward no matter what. So change your relationship with failure. Instead of fearing it, welcome it as a sign that you're pushing yourself, that you're attempting something worthwhile. When you fail, how can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to become better? The ninth principle is to practice mindfulness and meditation. In our fast-paced, constantly connected world, our minds are bombarded with information and stimuli all day long. This constant mental activity can leave us feeling scattered, stressed. Mindfulness and meditation are powerful tools for calming the mind and regaining control. These practices help you step back from the constant chatter of your thoughts and connect with the present moment. They help you develop the ability to observe your thoughts without getting caught up in them. Start with just a few minutes a day of quiet reflection or meditation. Focus on your breath or on a positive word or phrase. When your mind wanders, it will really bring it back to your point of focus. Over time, you'll develop greater mental clarity, reduced stress, and increased ability to control your thoughts. The 10th principle is to take care of your physical health. Your mind and body are intricately connected. When you neglect your physical health, it becomes much harder to control your mind. Lack of sleep, poor nutrition, and lack of exercise can all contribute to mental fog, mood swings, and difficulty concentrating. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. Eat a balanced diet rich in nutrients that support brain health. Exercise regularly. Physical activity is not only good for your body, but it's also a powerful mood booster and stress reliever. Remember, a healthy body provides the foundation for a healthy mind. When you take care of your physical needs, you're giving yourself the best possible chance of mastering your mental domain. The 11th principle is to cultivate emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions as well as the emotions of others. It's a crucial skill for controlling your mind because our emotions often drive our thoughts and behaviors. Start by working on self-awareness. Pay attention to your emotional reactions throughout the day. What triggers certain emotions in you? How do these emotions influence your thoughts and actions? As you become more aware of your emotional patterns, you'll be better equipped to manage them. Practice empathy. The ability to understand and share the feelings of others. This not only improves your relationships, but also gives you a broader perspective on your own thoughts and emotions. When you can see things from different viewpoints, it becomes easier to challenge and change your own limiting beliefs. The 12th principle is to develop a growth mindset. Your beliefs about yourself and your abilities have a profound impact on your thoughts and actions. People with a fixed mindset believe their qualities are set in stone. They're either smart or they're not. They're either talented or they're not. This mindset can lead to a lot of negative self-talk and self-limiting beliefs. On the other hand, people with a growth mindset believe that their abilities can be developed through effort, good strategies, and input from others. They see challenges as opportunities to grow rather than threats to their self-image. They're more resilient in the face of setbacks and more likely to persist in pursuing their goals. Cultivate a growth mindset by embracing challenges, persisting in the face of setbacks, seeing effort as the path to mastery, learning from criticism, and finding lessons and inspiration in the success of others. Remember, your abilities are not fixed. You have the power to grow, learn, and improve throughout your life. The 13th principle is to practice forgiveness, both of others and of yourself. Holding on to grudges, resentments, and past hurts takes up valuable mental real estate. It's like carrying around a heavy backpack filled with rocks. It weighs you down and limits your ability to move forward. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning harmful actions or allowing yourself to be mistreated. It means choosing to let go of the negative emotions associated with past events so that they no longer have power over your present and future. This includes forgiving yourself for past mistakes and poor decisions. When you practice forgiveness, you free up mental and emotional energy that can be redirected towards your goals and dreams. You create space in your mind for more positive, empowering thoughts. Down to the 14th principle is to cultivate patience and persistence. Controlling your mind is not something that happens overnight. It's a lifelong journey of growth and self-discovery. There will be days when it feels easy and days when the key is to be patient with yourself and persistent in your efforts. Recognize that changing thought patterns and mental habits takes time. You're rewiring neural pathways in your brain, and that doesn't happen instantly. Be patient with yourself when you slip back into old thought patterns. Instead of getting discouraged, see these moments as opportunities to practice your new skill. At the same time, be persistent. Keep applying these principles day after day, even when you don't see immediate results. Remember, small, consistent actions lead to big changes over time. Every time you choose a positive thought over a negative one, every time you challenge a limiting belief, every time you focus on gratitude instead of complaints, you're strengthening your mental muscles. The 15th principle is to surround yourself with positive influences. The people you spend time with, the environment you inhabit, and the information you consume all have a significant impact on your mindset. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, as the saying goes. Seek out relationships with people who inspire you, challenge you, and believe in your potential. Limit your exposure to negative influences. People who constantly complain, criticize, or discourage you. Create an environment that supports your growth and reinforces positive thinking. This doesn't mean cutting off all relationships that aren't perfectly positive. It means being intentional about who and what you allow to influence your mind. It means seeking out mentors and role models who embody the kind of mindset you want to develop. The 16th principle is to take action. While much of what we've discussed involves mental processes, it's crucial to remember that thoughts alone don't change your life. Actions do. The ultimate goal of controlling your mind is not just to think differently, but to live differently. Create your newfound mental control to propel yourself into action. When you have a positive thought or idea, act on it. When you set a goal, take concrete steps towards it. When you challenge a limiting belief, behave as if you've already overcome it. Taking action reinforces positive thought patterns and builds confidence. It creates a positive feedback loop. The more you act in alignment with your goals and values, the more evidence you have that you're capable of achieving what you set your mind to. God's 17th principle is to practice self-compassion. As you work on controlling your mind, there will be times when you fall short, when old thought patterns resurface, or when negative self-talk creeps back in. In these moments, it's crucial to treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Self-compassion isn't about making excuses or letting yourself off the hook. It's about acknowledging that you're human, that growth is a process, and that setbacks are a normal part of that process. It's about treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a good friend. When you notice yourself engaging in harsh self-criticism, pause and ask yourself, would I talk to a friend this way? If not, how can I rephrase this thought more compassionately? Remember, you're not perfect and you don't need to be. You're a work in progress, constantly growing and evolving. The 18th principle is to cultivate a sense of purpose. When you have a clear sense of purpose, a reason why that's bigger than yourself, it becomes much easier to control your mind. Purpose gives direction to your thought. It provides motivation during difficult times and helps you persist in the face of obstacles. Take some time to reflect on your values, passions, and the impact you want to have on the world. What gives your life meaning? What kind of legacy do you want to leave? How can you use your unique gifts and talents to make a positive difference? When you align your thoughts and actions with your sense of purpose, you'll find that your mind naturally gravitates towards more positive, empowering thoughts. You'll be less likely to get caught up in petty worries or trivial concerns because you're focused on something bigger and more meaningful. The 19th principle is to embrace uncertainty and change. One of the biggest challenges in controlling your mind is dealing with the unknown. Our minds often try to protect us by imagining worst case scenarios and trying to plan for it. But the truth is, life is inherently uncertain and constantly changing. When we resist this reality, we create unnecessary stress and anxiety. Instead of fearing uncertainty and change, learn to embrace them. See them as opportunities for growth, adventure, and new experiences. Remember, every great achievement, every breakthrough, every moment of personal growth comes from stepping into the unknown. Embracing uncertainty doesn't mean breathless or unprepared. It means being open to possibilities, flexible in your thinking, and resilient in the face of change. It means trusting in your ability to handle whatever comes your way, or practice reframing uncertain situations. Instead of asking, what if everything goes wrong? Ask, what if everything goes right? Instead of seeing change as a threat, see it as an opportunity to learn and grow. By shifting your perspective, you can transform anxiety into excitement and fear into curiosity. The 20th principle is to cultivate a sense of humor. Laughter is a powerful tool for controlling your mind. It helps you maintain perspective, reduces stress, and can even boost your immune system. When you can laugh at yourself and the absurdities of life, you become more resilient in the... Don't take yourself or your thoughts too seriously. Learn to find humor in difficult situations. This doesn't mean making light of serious issues, but rather finding moments of levity even in tough times. A good laugh can break the cycle of negative thinking and shift your mood instantly. Practice looking for the humorous side of everyday situations, share jokes with friends, watch comedies. The more you cultivate your sense of humor, the easier it becomes to maintain a positive outlook, even when facing adversity. The 21st principle is to practice mindful decision making. Many of our thoughts revolve around decisions we need to make, from small daily choices to life-changing decisions. By approaching decision-making mindfully, we can reduce anxiety and increase our confidence in our choices. When faced with a decision, take a step back. Breathe deeply and center yourself. Consider the decision from multiple angles. What are the potential outcomes? How does each option align with your values and goals? What's the worst that could happen? And how would you handle it? Remember, there's rarely a perfect decision. Often, the best choice is simply to make a decision and commit to making it work. Trust in your ability to handle the consequences, whatever they may be. The 22nd principle is to cultivate curiosity. A curious mind is an engaged mind, less prone to negative thought patterns and more open to new ideas and experiences. Curiosity can turn everyday moments into opportunities for learning and growth. Approach life with a sense of wonder. Ask questions. Explore new ideas. Try new things. When you encounter something you don't understand, instead of feeling threatened or judgmental, get curious. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Curiosity can also be a powerful tool for overcoming fear and anxiety. When you feel yourself getting caught up in worries about the future, shift your focus to curiosity. What possibilities might the future hold? What new experiences might be waiting for you? The 23rd principle is to practice radical acceptance. This doesn't mean approving of everything or refusing to work towards change. Rather, it means acknowledging reality as it is, without resistance, before deciding how to respond. Often, we create additional suffering for ourselves by fighting against reality, wishing things were different, denying what's happening, or getting caught up in how things should be. Radical acceptance means saying, this is what is. Now, how do I want to respond to accepting reality? You free up mental energy that would otherwise be spent on resistance. You put yourself in a better position to take constructive action. Remember, you can accept a situation without liking it. The 24th principle is to develop a personal mantra or affirmation. This is a short, powerful statement that encapsulates your values, goals, or the mindset you want to cultivate. It could be something like, I'm capable and strong, I choose peace every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. Repeat your mantra to yourself regularly, especially when you find your thoughts spiraling in a negative direction. Use it as a tool to redirect your focus and reinforce positive thinking patterns. Over time, Your mantra can become an automatic response to stress or negative thoughts, helping you regain control of your mind quickly. The 20th principle is to practice cognitive restructuring. This involves identifying and challenging negative thought patterns and replacing them with more balanced, realistic thoughts. It's a key technique in cognitive behavioral therapy and can be a powerful tool for controlling your mind. Start by becoming aware of your negative thought patterns. Common ones include all or nothing thinking, overgeneralization, and catastrophizing. When you notice these patterns, pause and challenge them. Is this thought based on facts or feelings? Is there another way to look at this situation? What would you say to a friend who had this thought? Then work on replacing these negative thoughts with more balanced ones. For example, if you find yourself thinking, I'll never be good enough, you might replace it with, I'm constantly learning and improving. The 26th principle is to cultivate a sense of awe and wonder. In our busy lives, it's easy to become desensitized to the amazing world around us. But taking time to appreciate the beauty and complexity of life can shift your perspective and fill your mind with positive thoughts. Take time to notice the small wonders around you. A beautiful sunset, the intricate pattern of a leaf, the vastness of the night sky. Seek out experiences that inspire awe, whether it's through nature, art, music, or learning about scientific discoveries. When you cultivate a sense of awe, you remind yourself that you're part of something bigger. This can help put your personal worries and concerns into perspective, reducing stress and anxiety. The 27th principle is to practice self-reflection. Regular self-reflection allows you to understand your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors better. It helps you identify patterns, learn from experiences, and make conscious choices about how you want to think and behave. Set aside time each day or week for self-reflection. You might journal, meditate, or simply sit quietly and review your day. Ask yourself questions like, what went today? What challenged me? What did I learn? How did I react to different situations? Are my actions aligned with my values and goals? Real self-reflection. You can gain insights into your thought patterns and behaviors, allowing you to make more conscious choices about how you want to think and act. The 28th principle is to cultivate a growth-oriented view of intelligence and abilities. Research has shown that people who believe intelligence and abilities can be developed a growth mindset, more resilient, more likely to embrace challenges, and more successful in the long run than those who believe these qualities are fixed. Remind yourself that your brain is plastic. It can form new neural connections throughout your life. Every time you learn something new or practice a skill, you're literally rewiring your brain. Embrace challenges as opportunities to grow your ability. View mistakes and failures not as signs of incompetence, but as essential parts of the learning. The 29th principle is to practice mental contrasting. This technique involves vividly imagining a desired future outcome, then contrasting it with the current reality and the obstacles that stand in the way. This might seem counterintuitive. Isn't it better to focus solely on the positive? But research has shown that mental contrasting can actually increase motivation and goal attainment. When you're engaged in mental contrasting, you're not just daydreaming about a positive future. You're also realistically assessing what needs to be done to achieve that future. This can help you develop more effective strategies and increase your commitment to your goals. The 30th principle is to cultivate a sense of connectedness. Humans are social beings, and feeling connected to others can have a profound impact on our mental state. Loneliness and isolation can lead to negative thought patterns and even depression. Make an effort to nurture your relationships. Reach out to friends and family regularly. Engage in your community. Practice active listening and empathy in your interactions with others. Remember that everyone you meet is fighting their own battles. Practicing compassion can help you feel more connected and put your own struggles into perspective. Okay? The 31st principle is to practice mindful consumption of information. In the digital age, we're constantly bombarded with information, news, social media advertisements. Much of this information is designed to grab our attention by appealing to our fears and insecurities. Be intentional about what information you allow into your mind. Limit your consumption of news and social media if you find it negatively impacts your mental state. Seek out high-quality, reliable sources of information. Practice critical thinking. Don't accept everything you read or hear at face value. The 32nd principle is to cultivate a sense of agency. Agency is the belief in your ability to influence your own life and the world around you. When you have a strong sense of agency, you're less likely to feel helpless or fall into victim mentality. Remind yourself of times when you've overcome challenges or made positive changes in your life. Set small, achievable goals and celebrate when you accomplish them. Look for ways to make a positive impact in your community or the world. Remember that while you can't control everything that happens to you, you always have control over how you respond. Okay, the 33rd principle is to practice loving kindness meditation. This form of meditation involves directing feelings of love, kindness, and compassion towards yourself and others. It can help counteract negative thought patterns and cultivate a more positive, compassionate mindset. Start by directing loving kindness towards yourself, repeating phrases like, may I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be safe, may I live with ease. Then extend these wishes to others, loved ones, acquaintances, even people you find difficult. Over time, this practice can help you develop greater self-compassion and empathy. The 34th principle is to cultivate a sense of flow. Flow is a state of complete absorption in an activity where you lose track of time and self-consciousness. When you're in a state of flow, your mind is fully engaged and there's no room for negative thoughts or worries. Identify activities that put you in a state of flow. It could be anything from playing music to solving puzzles to engaging in sports. Make time for these activities regularly. The more you experience flow, the more you train your mind to focus intensely and positively. The 95th principle is to practice cognitive diffusion. This is a technique from acceptance and commitment therapy that involves creating distance between yourself and your thoughts. The idea is to see thoughts as just thoughts, not as absolute truths or commands you must obey. One way to practice cognitive diffusion is to prefix your thoughts with, I'm having the thought that, for example, instead of I'm not good enough, you say I'm having the thought that I'm not good enough. This small change can help you see the thought more objectively and reduce its emotional impact. The 36th principle is to cultivate a sense of trust in the process of life. Often, our attempts to control our minds stem from a deeper desire to control life itself. But life is inherently unpredictable and uncontrollable. Learning to trust in the process of life can bring a deep sense of peace and reduce the need for constant mental control. This doesn't mean becoming passive or fatalistic. It means doing your best while also accepting that you can't control every outcome. It means trusting that you have the resilience to handle whatever life throws your way. It means seeing challenges not as punishments, but as opportunities for growth and learning. Remember, controlling your mind is not about achieving a state of constant happiness or eliminating all negative thoughts. It's about developing the ability to navigate your inner world skillfully, to respond rather than react, to choose your focus, and to align your thoughts with your values and goals. It's a lifelong journey of growth and self-discovery, with each day bringing new opportunities to practice and improve. As you apply these principles, be patient and kind with yourself. Changing thought patterns and mental habits takes time and consistent effort. Celebrate your progress no matter how. Every time you catch a negative thought and choose a more positive one, every time you refocus your mind on the present moment, every time you choose gratitude over complaint, you're strengthening your mental muscles and moving towards greater control of it. Remember, you have within you the power to shape your thoughts, your experiences, and ultimately, your life. Your mind is a powerful tool. Learn to use it wisely, and there's no limit to what you can achieve.